Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm
Aloha.
Linda. This is Jonathan. Sorry.
I'm
This
over
is
here.
Jonathan. I'm always so happy to read with Jonathan. He's a fabulous reader, and we always have a lot of fun together. Um, this is my attempt at 1945. I don't want to hear it from anybody. Okay. Yeah, we're having Wanda Butt again today. I want to say hi to some people. Hi, Hershey. Welcome. I'm happy to see you here.
Aloha.
And Soul of Avalon. Hi. Kim B. Oh, nice. And Sonia, Heavenly Blessed Honey. Diane, God Mod. Chrissy Murphy, nice to see you. We don't have a discussion plan today. We don't have any sort of special thing except
Well,
that. Oh,
this is kind of special because it's my first time back on YouTube, and I think since the last time I was with you, maybe.
that was November or
Is that
December.
really the last time?
Was that November or December? I'd have to look.
It was December. It was December.
Yeah.
It's been about a month since I've been on YouTube. So
yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah. Sorry, I need to open the queue here.
Oh.
And the limit is 8 questions today, folks. And the instructions are right on the ticker underneath our names. Type !join. And okay, so the queue is open. So ! set limit 8. There we go. Hi, Coyote Rosenbaum. And Sherry Moe, Angela, Jennifer GR, Lois Hogger. Hi, Emily. Emily, you'll have to retype your question because it
has to be a short.
Yeah, it has to be short. Emily, you'll have to retype your question because you typed it before the queue was open. I'm sorry. And Kim, 100 characters. That's the limit.
Yep.
So far we've got 2 questions. So we're going to be guinea pigs for Jonathan today.
Yeah, I am playing with a new deck that I haven't really gotten to play with yet, and that is the Simdala Tarot by the wonderful Jennifer Cooper Stidley. And yeah, this is just an amazing. I don't know if you know her. She was the one that created Tarot Disassembled and Tarot Assembled. And what she did was in the Tarot Disassembled, she took the RWS, stripped out just the symbols, and put those on the cards. And so this is an updated kind of idea behind it, where she takes the symbols and turns them into mandalas. So this is going to be fun. I'm a big fan of mandalas anyway, and to have tarot mandalas, or thimdalas as she calls them, I don't know, it sounds like a ton of fun. And the other thing I have with me, my Crow affirmations deck. So probably pull one per question of those, and then like maybe a couple of these just to,
I think that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, because that Simdala deck looks really, really interesting.
I'm all about deepening understanding of tarot because, there's only so many beginning books you can read before you're like, okay, it's like a new version of the same stuff.
Oh. I'm happy to see the Crow affirmations too. I got to be honest about that. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm sorry, Jonathan. I'm a little distracted because there's stuff going on in the chat, and yeah, and the queue is full and 14:05. 5 minutes after the show starts. Well, that's what happens.
And we only have like an hour, so.
Yeah, exactly. And I wanted to be really, I want us to be respectful of our of our time, of your time. And honestly, I'm a little tired. I got a tetanus booster a couple of days ago.
Oh, yeah. Any kind of booster is gonna take you down
Yeah.
a bit,
Yeah.
you know.
And so Pierrette's here, and
Catch up with chat,
Madame
but it's
Marie.
going so fast.
What?
I was trying to catch up with chat, but it's going too fast.
Oh, I know. There's 28 people here, and holy moly,
Hi, everybody. Aloha.
chat's just Vicky Howell's here, Rox is here, Coyote Rosenbaum, Moira, Ron DeForest. There's a whole ton of people here. Happy to have you. I'm sorry we're not going to be able to like spend all day and all night answering your questions, because like that would be ideal. I did want to share something with everybody that happened like as I was meditating before the show, because like that's what I do, right?
Right, Mira?
Last night, last night, no, I didn't have anybody land on my balcony and come in and no, none of that. Last night I was wasting time on YouTube, as I always do, and I came across a really interesting
time if you enjoy it.
Well, I mean, I'd be watching TV otherwise, which is a really big waste of time right about now. I came across a reader named Tamara Rose. I'll put her name into the chat in capital letters. This is her channel name, okay? Tamara Rose or Tamara Rose. I don't know how you pronounce it or how anybody, anyway. So she had... she put out a video yesterday. It's less than 10 minutes long, where she talks about how we need to start visualizing the world that we live in, because we create our reality. She was so clear, and I was just really impressed by that. She was very clear and very direct and very matter of fact about how to do that, and because she's right. We do create our the reality we live in is what we've created. And so how do we create the reality we want? So thank you, Diane. You see, this is why Diane is the God Mod. Look at her. She is amazing. Thank you, Diane. You really are a jewel. Hi, Gina. So anyway, I highly recommend. I can't give her justice. I can't do her video justice, her message justice. So please go and take a look at that video.
That you're saying that because I recently got a book called Mind Magic, the neuroscience of how it changes everything, and it's a little program in here specifically to change the thoughts that you're always thinking, because the thoughts that are in your head constantly are the things that are getting manifested in your reality. And this is a way of taking charge of that instead of it letting it just kind of be like the things you heard as a child, the things that you think of yourself in a negative way. All those negative thoughts are creating the negative issues that you're dealing with. And with this, you end up changing your mind. And by changing your mind, you change your reality. Right.
Yeah, that's exactly what Tamara says. And sorry, who's the author of that? Because I guess what I'm doing right after the show's over.
James
Doty.
Yeah, he's a neuroscientist who actually, I think he's passed at this point. But and this book is what is the publisher? Avery. Sure.
I'll get it on Kindle. I know. Amazon's
imprint of Penguin Random House.
Okay.
All right. In 2024, so it only just came out.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm absolutely getting that as soon as this show's over. So then after that, well, that was last night, and then today during the meditation that I did, I asked my guides if they had any messages for people, and they did the usual, but it was so emotional. Okay. Like it really hit me. It wasn't just the usual sort of, it was transmitted to me with a lot of emotion. And so here it is. I just asked for a message for you guys, for people that were going to be here. Be love. Follow your heart. Open your heart. Do the right thing. Which is kind of generic life advice, right? I mean,
but it's hard to do because most people think, oh, well, what is so-and-so going to think if I do this thing? And it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
You always think about, oh, what's someone else going to think, or what's someone else going to, how is someone else going to take it if I do this thing? It's like,
yeah.
What is it like? How is their life affected by you living your life? Right? Like, stop giving your power away.
Questions are closed. I'm sorry, I forgot to put that banner up. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Okay, so that's what the message is. It's generic kind of life stuff that we should be doing all the time, but it was transmitted to me with a lot of emotion, which gave me anyway a really powerful charge. And so yeah. Oh, and Moira, no, those are not sweet Wanda sounds. Those are sweet budgie sounds. Wanda's not making any sounds at all for once. Okay, I'm going to start.
Small mewing, because he mewed after every sentence that came out of your mouth when you're giving this.
Really? I didn't hear anything.
Really? No, every time you said something.
Aw, kitty.
Yeah.
I wish I could have a cat again. You know, I miss having cats, but bad combination. Can't do it with birds. Okay.
Right? No.
Yeah, no, not a.
Has to be the right kind of cat for that.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So we're going to start the way we usually do for this. To read the prayer, I would ask you all to join me in taking 3 deep breaths. And as you're breathing that wonderful, life-giving air into your lungs, remember that you're also breathing in that wonderful, life-giving energy from Source. As you're breathing out, let go of what you don't need anymore and let your body relax. So we'll start. So in through your nose and out through your mouth. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine Source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us, and we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We open ourselves to the light, and with this light, we open ourselves to our truth. And with this light, we open ourselves to our soul's purpose. And with this light, we open ourselves to be guided towards our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so this group, consisting of the people here now, the people who will join us later, and those watching the replay, is given the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for them in this moment. And I'll read that silently. And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy fields of this group to receive the records of their souls.
And just a reminder, if you didn't get picked, listen to the readings, because one of them might actually resonate with your question. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of times these readings, I notice, are not just for the person, it's for the group too.
A lot of messages are global or universal or for multiple people. They're not. Okay, I'm going to, okay, well, first, do you know Brussels sprouts these days? Okay, there's the discussion about Brussels sprouts. Hi, CJ.
The best Brussels sprouts are chopped in half, drizzled with olive oil, salt, pepper, and then thrown in the air fryer. Oh,
yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we've got if you want to take a look, Nightbot's just replied as to who's in the queue. We have Jennifer, Emily Lawrence Bradley. Hang on, let me just post that.
There we go.
Emily Lawrence Bradley, Angela Lynn Kim, Heavenly Blessed Honey, Ellen Ron, Nivra, and S. Pep. Okay, hi, welcome, S. Pep. I'm sure you've never been here before. And so let's start. Whoops, wrong. Hi, Shirley Ann. Welcome.
Welcome everyone who came in while we were doing the ceremony too.
Yeah, Emily, I knew you didn't actually mean compost. Who would make blueberry compost? Hi, Earth. Okay. Thanks, yeah, I hope you guys are all subscribing to both our channels. Because are you simulcasting, Jonathan?
Not.
Oh.
Because I had to cancel my membership with StreamYard.
Oh,
so I don't know if I can. I didn't bother to try, so.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's Jennifer GR would love a reading.
Well,
general reading?
Yeah, it's going to have to be general, Jennifer, because it's okay. So what I'm going to ask the Akashic Records masters for is if they're whatever they want you to know right now. Okay. Because
she says wherever you're drawn, yes, please. Okay.
Yeah. Whatever you're drawing, yes, please. Okay. Ron DeForest says the Brussels sprout conversation is his fault.
No problem. It's good.
Don't start talking about food, you guys.
I know. I'm saving myself for lunch afterwards.
Actually, I have to tell you, you know what? Brussels sprouts that we have now are a whole different kind of Brussels sprouts that existed when I was a little kid. They're not as bitter. They're much sweeter. And so if you're like older than maybe 35, the Brussels sprouts that you had as a kid, they were horrible and bitter and awful. The ones that exist now are much sweeter and the bitterness is gone. So if you hated them as a child, try them again, roast them, because it's the only way to have Brussels sprouts. Actually, it's the only way to have vegetables, period. And roast them with like Jonathan said, it's my favorite way too. A little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper. Man, they're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Jennifer, first card I pulled was the 9 of Pentacles, right? Which is all about you having things set up just right for your life, right? And just as an aside, 9 of Pentacles, I always, when I get a deck and I start going through the cards, I always go for the 9 of Pentacles and look to see if it has a snail. There's a snail, right? The snail is part of the mandala here. it's just a reminder that sometimes life goes a little slower than we expect. And then sometimes, like the falcon there, it just kind of darts in and you're like, what just happened? But most of life is that snail's pace of like, you're slowly planting seeds, you're slowly growing things, you're slowly creating the life that you want, right? And that's what the Nine of Pentacles is having everything just right. You're self-sufficient. You don't need anybody else because you can take care of your bills. You keep a roof over your head, right? The card that came out with the Nine of Pentacles is the Ace of Pentacles, which is funny because I had shuffled the cards between pulling. And this is a reminder that a lot of times the Nine of Pentacles is seen as the end of a cycle. And then here we are with the beginning of a cycle with the Ace of Pentacles. Again, that idea of planting seeds, that idea of choosing what you're growing in your garden. See, the hands are holding the seeds, right? So the affirmation I got here is risk. I am a strategic risk taker. With careful thought, I confidently step into the unknown, knowing each calculated leap brings me closer to my dreams. This approach allows me to embrace uncertainty as a pathway to innovation and success, fueling my journey with purpose and excitement. So, I mean, again, this is this idea of, okay, you have your garden, everything's set up. It's time to start planting new seeds, time to start taking some strategic risks so that you can grow your garden even bigger than it already is. That's what I'm getting here. So it seems like you really are in a good space. I mean, even here, the pro is like knocking on shells, getting a good meal, right? Sometimes those shells are going to be held tight and you got to knock them on a rock to break them open, right? And the same thing is true about seeds. They have shells that need to crack open, right? So this is just about knowing when to take a risk and when to say, I have enough. I'm not doing that because I don't want to lose everything, right? So that's what I'm getting here really strongly. It's just that, you know, you already have things set up, but it could be even better. So just take a little risk, but a smart risk, right?
Thanks, Jonathan. Moira wants to know what that Crow Oracle deck is. I think it's the Crow Affirmations, isn't it?
Crow Affirmations.
Affirmations. Yeah.
It's 96 cards.
I have the Crow Tarot that she did.
Mm-hmm. It is beautifully.
It is. Yeah, they're both beautiful decks. Hi, Garnet. And I'm going to read for you now, Jennifer, if I can just get my focus back because I just lost it. You have new things ahead of you. Don't be afraid. Step out. They're showing me a really, really pretty landscape, you know, like like a fairy tale landscape with this winding little trail down and, you know, fantasy trees and fantasy flowers. Like it's not a cartoon, but it's fairy tale. Okay. And you're, so here you are with a bag of peanut butter sandwiches or whatever on the end of your stick, skipping down this road. And do you know what I just heard? The Fool's Journey. Mm-hmm. So this is a quest. You are faced with a quest, Jennifer, which you may or may not, I mean, you can always, you know, you may or may not choose to do because you always have free will. But you have a lot of new things ahead of you and it's part of a quest. So embrace it. It's unknown. Go for it. If you want, because you can always say no. So, I'm excited for you because that had such nice, it was so pretty. And it had such a clear beautiful blue sky. Like there's no clouds on that horizon. There is only light and clarity and beauty. So whatever it is that's hatching in the back of your brain, I don't know. There's something hatching back there that you're going to embark on. If you want to, I'm not going to take away your free will, but it's there if you want it, and go for it. Oh, isn't that awesome? Look at this. Look at this, you guys. Just got a new puppy and talking about more nature vacationing with the kids this summer. Free open space, long roads, and not in a rush. Well, that might be it. And there might be something else completely different going on. So be open. Keep yourself open. Mm-hmm. My goodness.
Moira asked what the temperature was. I just answered in the chat, but it's currently 75 degrees Fahrenheit.
I hate your guts.
With a humidity of about 65. So it's
like, oh, yeah.
Well, it rained yesterday, so the humidity always goes pretty high when it rains. Which is actually a good thing that it rained, because it's like the first rain we've had in over a year.
Well, we've actually had pretty good temperatures here because all of the polar vortex thingy is happening on the other side of the Rockies. But hang on. Okay, so the next person, but it's still chilly for me. The next person in the queue is Emily. You know, I changed the settings, and I'm sorry I did now, because I'm finding this, like, I don't like this font and I don't like anything about it. Okay. It'll be different next time. Okay, peeps. Is Leah here? Does anybody know? I haven't seen her.
Oh, Emily just asked what island I'm on. I'm on Maui.
Okay. Kathy Seguin, welcome. I'm glad you're here. It's her first time here. Stick around. We do some pretty interesting stuff, and I'm sure that some of the messages will resonate for you, at least one. Okay, so she wants to know, is my life going to improve? Will I find happiness, stability, and fulfillment? Okay, Emily, the message I'm getting like loud and clear for you is stop thinking about what you don't have. Sorry.
What?
No, I just big sneeze. Okay, stop thinking about what you don't have. Start thinking about. Start your day with gratitude is what they're telling me. Start your day with gratitude for the air you breathe, the food in your belly, the roof over your head, the pillow under your head. Spend at least 1 minute, so 60 seconds, before you even get out of bed. Spend 60 seconds thinking about gratitude, and not just thinking about all you have that you should be grateful for, but feeling it. Feel the gratitude for all the bounties that you've got, that you've been bestowed. Feel the gratitude for the next breath you take. Feel the gratitude for the floor under your feet, holding you up. Feel gratitude for the trees around you that generate the oxygen that you breathe. Look around your world with gratitude. Feel that gratitude in your heart and send it out around you. Your life will change. That's all you need to do. That's your message, Emily.
It kind of goes with the cards I got.
Cool.
First card I got.
That always happens with Eunice, doesn't
know,
it?
right?
I
First
love it.
card I got is King of Swords. Right? Oh, look, there's crows right there. The King of Swords knows that sometimes what we think is not always the truth, right? So you have to be in charge of what thoughts you're allowing in, right? You have to use that sword of truth to cut away the crap. And not every thought you think about yourself is true either. The next card that came out was the Page of Cups, right? There's the fish hopping out of the cup. So this is all about getting out of your head and into your feelings, into your gut feeling, into your intuition, right? If it feels right, go for it. If it doesn't feel right, no matter how much you intellectualize it, it's not going to work for you.
I'm getting big chills on this.
So and then the affirmation I got, of course, was identity. There is more to me than my reflection, right? It is not my past that defines me. What defines me is who I choose to become through my actions and decisions. Okay. The only person that is going to improve your life is you. Okay.
Yeah.
You need to take charge of your thoughts and start listening to your guts. Okay. It's time to, like, those inner critics, those inner thoughts. The best way to put them aside is to take action towards those things that your guts are telling you this is what needs to happen. Right. Yeah. And you don't have to be stuck in that one thought either, or that one feeling.
Yeah.
Identity is so much more than just who you see in the mirror. It's your actions. It's your, like, the things you do in order for self-care, in order to make sure that your life is falling into place the way you want it to, instead of just thinking about things, but then not actually following through. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, the biggest message I'm getting here is you are not your past. That kind of formed who you are, but your thoughts also formed who you are, and you have complete control over what you think, right? If you start thinking about something that is giving you bad feelings, right? Your feelings, it's time to be able to switch your brain. And sometimes, it's hard for some people. I find that in order to really get out of your own head, you either have to go outside, remove yourself from the place where you've been feeling stuck, go for a walk in nature. I know it's a little hard right now. Just like go to the gym, do some exercise, like just get out and start moving and get out of your head. That's the best way.
Yes.
Get control of your thoughts and start really tapping into that intuition that's trying to tell you, we don't want to be sitting here like stuck in our brains. We want to actually go out and create that life that we've been dreaming of. Okay.
Emily says she's been struggling with depression and feeling confused about her life. I have walked that path, and I occasionally still walk it. I am plagued with imposter syndrome, which creates a lot of confusion and stuff in my life, in my head.
Right.
And I got to tell you, that 1 minute a day in gratitude, when you start your day, that will shift your mindset. And also, the other thing that I've found really helpful is when I start falling into that whole, you don't know what you're doing, that whole mental bullshit.
Right.
that I inflict on myself.
Down.
Yeah, exactly. I find like about 15 minutes of dancing to ABBA.
Right? Dance.
It's really helpful.
Favorite music and dance. That's the best way to get out of your head.
Yeah. Just dancing because I'm by myself, and I don't have to worry about anybody and Wanda dances with me. So, that's fun too. So there's all kinds of ways to stop that that process from happening. As soon as you're aware of it, do something, like go and have a cup of tea, or go and turn on the radio and dance, or I don't know, if you're a cleaner kind of, like if you're a cleaning kind of person, because I know some people are, not me, go scrub the toilet or, I mean, so some people find that very satisfying and very, relaxing. So, Emily says it's a whole lot of, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Well, you need to get in touch with who you are.
Right.
Okay.
Get in touch with your intuition.
Your heart, in your soul, and find out.
Right.
Find out who you are. Because the reason you don't know what you're supposed to do is,
off the carousel of doubt, basically.
The reason you don't know what you're supposed to do is because you don't know who you are. Because as soon as you know who you are, you know what you're supposed to do. I mean, it's just like they follow. They're together. Okay?
Right?
Identity.
You're more than your reflection, right?
Yeah.
So much more to you that you haven't tapped into because you're stuck on the carousel of doubt, right?
Yeah.
And these little tricks like dancing, going out in nature, whatever it is that you can do, I mean, what we're suggesting might not be the right thing for you. You need to find the right thing for you.
Yeah.
And get yourself out of that mindset. And once you get out of the mindset, I swear, the thing that keeps popping in my head is if you want to get out of the mindset, start doing something. Take an action towards whatever it is that you're like aiming for. Right?
Yeah.
Even with small action steps, just doing a little research, marking, like figuring out your plan, whatever it is, start taking steps instead of being stuck in the carousel of doubt. Right.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. The carousel of doubt. Oh, that hits. Okay. And Maruta, as usual, has wonderful advice. You're supposed to do what you want to do. Spirit has already given you your own desires to guide you. And I'm sure you've heard this before, Emily, that do what brings you joy. That's what your guidance is what brings you joy or what brings you sorrow. Learn that's really important to know about yourself. Mm-hmm. That's part of who you are. That's an important part of who you are. And it's important to know that about yourself. Oh, so
I've heard it phrased, I've seen it as a bumper sticker too. Follow your bliss, right?
Yeah.
What are the things that just make you ecstatic to be alive? That's what you're supposed to be doing. It's as simple as that, right? Find your gift and give it to others. That's
Wanda's chewing my sweater again.
She loves to destroy your clothes, doesn't she?
She does. She really does. Okay. I hope that's helpful to you.
I hope it's helpful, Emily. And I know it's easier to say it than to do it. I mean, I've been stuck on that carousel of doubt myself, in a big way. So I totally get it. I've been there. I've been stuck stewing in my own thoughts, going, what the hell am I supposed to do with myself? Right.
Oh, have I got a story for you? But we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Yeah. So next we've got Angela. Hi, Angela. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here.
Joseph Campbell. That's who it was. Yes, Moira. Thank you. I was trying to remember.
Listen, don't be afraid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so next in the queue, we have Angela. How do I cultivate the courage to put myself out there and share my gifts? Follow your bliss and don't be afraid. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it because it was perfect. It was perfect. Wanda, you're not.
Perfect, right? Oh.
She's not happy. She really wants to chew that nice fabric. Okay, no. Okay, let's see.
I have cards if you want me to go.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go first because I'm still
tapping in. Yep.
Yeah.
So the first card I got for you, Angela, was the High Priestess, right? How do you cultivate the courage to put yourself out there and share your gifts? You have to know what your gifts are first, right? And that's what the High Priestess is you going inwards to figure out what is it that you really want to share.
Yeah.
And again, it's that whole thing. Find your gift, the thing that brings you bliss, and share it with the world. Okay. So the high priestess here is all about that inward journey, that inward knowledge. And it's not something that someone else can tell you. It's only you that can tell you, right? The thing that came out with it was the Seven of Swords. Okay. This is a reminder not to self-sabotage when you're doing this stuff. Okay. You have to listen to that inner wisdom and not listen to those words that still ring in your ears from people telling you stuff through your life that, I don't know. I feel like we all get that, where we have other people's words in our brain and we think it's our own thoughts, but it's not. It was put there by someone else. Okay.
It's our mothers and fathers and teachers.
It's time to return to who you are at heart and stop listening to those words that don't serve you, that just kind of burn you up from the inside, right? And one of the things to do to cultivate the courage is, so the card I pulled was anticipation. I release attachments. I think part of your issue why you're pausing so hard is the anticipation, right? I welcome anticipation with open arms and enthusiasm, gracefully releasing my attachment to outcomes. This approach allows me to fully receive and appreciate the gifts and lessons that come my way, enriching my experience and growth. Right? There it is, the high priestess talking to you. Let go of what you think it's supposed to look like and let it become what it's supposed to be. Okay. So you have all the answers within. It's just you're self-sabotaging with all those inner thoughts that aren't yours to carry anymore. Those thoughts that are, could be our parents, could be our siblings, could be coworkers, could be friends. It just
could be TV.
Could be the TV, right?
Social media, yeah.
Social media, or just the culture in general has a certain idea of how things are supposed to be, and if you don't fit to that idea, then maybe
especially for women,
I don't fit that idea, right?
Especially for women, and especially if you're a woman of a certain age, there's certain things that you're supposed to be like, and if you're not, there's a big backlash. So, sorry, were you finished? I should just
I'm good. Yeah, that was it. That was pretty much what the message that I had. So I'm sure I'll probably get something else when you talk too. So,
well, I expect you to share it then. Yes, surrender, receiving, releasing the overthinking. Yes, that's right. And the message from the masters is that you know what you have, you know who you are, you know what your next steps are. Get over your fear, because cultivating the courage really isn't about cultivating the courage. It's just about saying, yeah, I'm scared, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Right.
And Diane, as always, had a wonderful comment about how when she feels scared, she asks herself, what would I do if I wasn't afraid? And that will, if you ask yourself that, like if you weren't afraid, what would you be doing? And then try taking one small step in that direction. Like you don't have to just jump in, full frontal, feet first. You can take one step at a time that go a little beyond your limit, that make you push yourself a little bit, that, okay, this is scary, but I can do it. But it's scary, but I can do it. And again, you're another one. Actually, maybe this message was for everybody, this message about the 1 minute of gratitude, because I'm hearing it for you as well, Angela, that that you need to spend a minute, like 60 full seconds every morning before you get out of bed in gratitude, feeling gratitude for everything you can think of, your skin, your breath, your cozy bed. It's so hard to get out of a nice bed.
You woke up this morning.
Yeah, I woke up because there is an alternative, right?
Right, where you don't wake up.
Oh, So Eleanor Roosevelt's quote, "Thank you, Kim B. Do one thing every day that scares you."
Yes. Yes, I
That
agree.
might be just getting out of bed, but
It could
do it
be.
anyway.
I mean, it
Yeah.
depends on where you are mentally,
Yeah.
emotionally, and
Yep.
everything. So,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Sherry Mo wants to know, don't you want to take a nap after tuning in for the hour? Yeah, actually, I generally do have a nap after
After a
after
snack.
yeah, after every show because it's I'm not tired, but being in the energy does weird things to me. Being in this energy does weird things to my well, weird things. I shouldn't make it sound like that. Being in the energy is wonderful, and I'm really happy. It makes me really happy. Okay. Like I'm genuinely really joyful to be here and to be doing this. But at the same time, I just need a nap to reset. It usually like takes a couple hours sleep to reset. How about you, Jonathan? Do you need to nap after a show?
I usually need some food to help ground me. If I
Yeah.
have the time to take a nap, I'll probably like sit on the couch and rest at least. Might snooze for a little bit, but oftentimes I don't have the time and I just got to keep going.
Yeah.
But you know, eventually sometimes if I've done it for like our 3-hour session that we had at one time, I'm pretty sure I slept for about an hour after that.
Yeah, I know I did. I had something same. I had something to eat and something to drink, and then I go have a nap. And yeah. Yeah. So next we have, I hope that was helpful, Angela. And next we have Lynn Hirayama, and she says, any guidance will do. Okay, so
Angela says, or said earlier, staying in the heart, feeling love and gratitude.
yeah, staying in your heart. Yeah, that was what the message from the guides was before I started, wasn't it? It was about staying in your heart and being love. And yeah, me too. I love my naps. Naps are a happy, happy time for me. I picked my couch. I was given a couch by my friends when they moved out of town last summer, and I mean, it's a beautiful couch and it's like almost brand new. And I said, well, I need to see if it's a good napping couch first. Imagine being given a free couch and saying, yeah, if I can't nap on it, I don't want it.
Oh my
Picky,
God.
picky, choosy beggar. Anyway, no, it's a wonderful couch for napping on. I was very lucky and I'm very grateful. So, yeah, it's the nicest couch I've ever had. Okay, so we have Lynn who wants any guidance. Okay,
Any guidance.
You go ahead if you've got cards. You go ahead.
I got cards. Oh, they just told me to start with the crow affirmation instead of going to the tarot first. Okay. The card I pulled for you is freedom. I am free. I cherish my freedom to explore, to live fully and unencumbered, embracing each moment as an opportunity to discover and thrive. Right? Which is perfect for the cards that came out. First one that came out was the Six of Pentacles. I feel like, especially with the Nine of Cups coming out, like the wishes fulfilled, I feel like your life is pretty good right now, and your guides are asking you to start thinking about ways that you can help others. Okay. The Six of Pentacles is all about giving, right? Giving not necessarily because you expect to receive something, but giving because you have the extra to give, right? And the Nine of Cups is all about your wishes being fulfilled, you feeling like your cups are full. You got the red feather, right? Which shows up in only a few cards, including the Sun card, right? So I feel like your life is pretty well set up. You're very free, but you're being asked, okay, now that your life is good, what can you do to help others in a way that makes their lives just as amazing and free and wish fulfilling as yours is. And it could be something as simple as like volunteering for a group or volunteering for a soup kitchen or something like that, where you're just giving to give, not because you expect anything. And by giving, I feel like that will help. Like you've taken care of yourself, and when you start giving, your heart grows, right? What do they say? The heart grows 3 times bigger every time you give. And I came back to this card. It's like, you see the crow is flying with flowers, and then there's other crows that seem just to be stuck on their tree branches, right? You need to help others find their freedom too, is what I'm hearing really loudly. Right? Freedom to pursue your wishes, their wishes, right? So yeah, that's what I'm getting. Your life is great. You've got freedom. All your wishes are fulfilled. Now you need to help others find that same space.
Thanks, Jonathan, and thanks, Lynn. Are you working on your gifts? Are you doing are you doing any courses on psychic mediumship or something like that? So something developing your gifts? Sorry, I'm too close to the camera. Are you doing
right? The
Lynn, are you here?
Intuition, right? So
because I'm getting that's something for you, that's something that you, oh, not yet, she says. Well, that's something then that's coming up for you because you have the stability and the security, just like Jonathan said. Sorry, wrong direction. It's mirrored. You have the foundation. That's the word. You have the foundation. Now build on it. Now that your foundation is secured, now you can start exploring the world of your soul. You have gifts to share. You have many gifts to share. Don't hold back, and don't be afraid.
Right.
Don't be afraid. Don't hold back. So that's what I have for you. Maybe I'll see you in some classes. I hope that helps, Lynn. And thank you for your question. I really appreciate it. Oh, Lynn says she's been getting messages to do so. Well, why aren't you listening?
I don't like where I live.
Don't like where you live. Well,
you have the freedom.
Yeah.
If you really
choose a different place to live. Yeah. You absolutely have the freedom to choose a different place to live. That's it's an awesome message. Good for you. Very positive. Okay, who do we have next?
And how many do we still have?
Oh, I'll ask. Hang on, because I don't know. Next is
Kim B.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Kim B, who would like an Akashic reading of any past lives. Okay. You're welcome. Okay, now I'm going to find out who all is left in the queue. Because I think there's 3 people left, but I'm not sure. Heavenly Blessed Honey, Ellen R., Rhonda Forrest, Nivra, and S. Pep. There's 5 people left, and we're almost at an hour. We're going to have to whip through these. Okay, an Akashic reading of any past lives. Normally, Kim, you know I'm a long reader, but because I want to respect everybody's time, we may not be able to get through all of our readings.
I can do another like 15, 20 minutes on top of what we got left.
Okay, so we can do another 3 readings, and I'm sorry, we're just not going to be able to get to them all today. Unless it's okay with you guys, I'll do the readings, and Jonathan just has to leave when he has to leave.
Right, because I do have a.
I want to talk to you. We'll set something up. I'll message you. We'll set something up. Okay, so everybody will get read. It just may not necessarily be by both of us. It may just be by me. And that's yeah, that's right. That's what you get today. Okay. So Kim, I'm gonna Can
I go?
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry. Please.
No problem. So first thing I get for you is the King of Pentacles. So I think you were a man in that past life, whatever is coming forward right now. And you were very much in charge of your life. I feel like you were a farmer. You had lots of cattle. I mean, I'm seeing all these cows here, and I just see cattle. I see like this ranch with all this cattle. And you had people that you hired that would, take the cattle here and there so you could take care of the rest of the place. And there was something else that, like, it was more than just cows. You were growing other things there, but it was like you were considered a rich landowner. And I'm getting Europe, maybe, but not like Central Europe, more like Eastern Europe. But then there was a change of fortune here. We got the Wheel of Fortune. So I'm feeling like something happened where either some of the workers stole cows, or maybe I'm hearing that it was more that you had an inheritance to pass down, but then the person you were going to pass it to ended up passing before you. So then when you passed, all of your stuff that you were going to pass to to this, I want to say son or nephew, I'm not quite 100% sure. It ended up going to the crown. I just heard that. It went to the crown. So whoever you had gotten the land from took it back when you died. And your descendants who didn't have that person to step into your place were kicked off the land. But that gave them a lot of freedom, right? The card affirmation I got to come with this is soar. I gracefully soar through challenges. And I think that's something you took from that life and you have in this life too, right? I navigate challenges gracefully, seeing each as an opportunity to enhance my resilience and grit. Through adversity, I ascend, treating each hurdle as a stepping stone toward personal development and triumph. So, yeah, you might have had some bad things happen, or your descendants did, but they ended up thriving despite the issues, despite the problem with the land being taken. And that ability to soar gracefully through challenges is something that you brought into this life from that life. So that's what I got, really strong. And I normally don't get that kind of stuff off of these cards. So I blame Linda.
Who, me? I'm just sitting here just focusing.
I know, but as soon as you focus on the Akashics, I get downloads every time.
Yeah? Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Let's see. I'm seeing that sort of like not kaleidoscope exactly, but like a thumbnails in a spiral. Because you have a lot of lives to choose from, Kim.
Mm-hmm.
And the one I'm seeing is in a cold place. So, but you're not Aboriginal, like you're not an indigenous person, so it's not North America, but Europe. Well, you're indigenous to Europe. I mean, that's a stupid thing to say anyway, but you know what I mean. So somewhere that's really cold most of the time. And it's really hard to make a living. It's really hard to get food out of the land that you have. And again, you have land. It's pretty rocky. Yeah, I see I see mountains. It's in a valley, but like there's mountains all around it, and it's pretty. So where there's soil, it's fertile, but there's a lot of rock. And no matter how many times you go every spring, and this farm you've inherited from your father, who got it from his grandfather, blah blah blah. It's every spring you go through, and this is the first thing that and this is not just you, but the whole community. You go through the fields and you pick out rocks, and every spring there's always like a ton of rocks to pick out, and because you can't plow it if there's rocks in it. And I'm not talking about like rocks that are, I'm talking, like good, big, yeah.
Bowling size.
Yeah, bowling ball size rocks. These are not little. So there's always lots of building material. Look on the bright side. And but it's a hard life. Fields aren't very big. You have some sheep, you have some goats. You have a couple of cows, because the land won't support more than that. And because you also have to grow your own grain, and you have to, so anyway, hard life. And always borderline starvation, right? Like the threat of starvation every winter, it's very real. So you and your oldest son go hunting for whatever, rabbit and deer. Your wife comes with you too. She's actually a really good shot, better than you, and she's quieter than you are too in the forest. Which annoys the hell out of you. She likes to boast about having shot with the bow and arrow, because this is pre gunpowder. She likes to boast that she can shoot a rat at 50 yards, which is absolutely true, because you've seen her do it, and she's done it more than once. So tell me about the relevance of this. The relevance of this to your life now is about persevering in the face of fear. That you don't just give up and go somewhere else. You work what you're given. You work what you have. You do the best you can with what you have, and you work past the fear. And trust. Trust that there will be a deer when you're hungry. That's what I got. Hope that was helpful. Northern Germany, yeah, could have been.
This one, right? Soaring through difficult challenges.
Yeah. I forgot about that card. Yeah. Yep. Kim says Northern Germany. Maybe, I don't know.
I feel like it's even further east.
I sort of had the feeling of Finland, Norway, up in there. Norway, mostly the coast of Norway, because it wasn't very far from the coast, and there was water like a body of water around. So yeah, that maybe Sweden, you know, not Denmark, Sweden or Norway, maybe even Finland. I don't know if you've had more lives as a man than a woman, but those two, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it could have been Northern Germany, but I don't get that feeling. No.
Yeah, I feel like it's further east than that.
It's
still like north, but it's like Eastern Germany, but the northern part of it, like
yeah,
almost like I'm thinking it's not quite far enough, like almost to Russia.
yeah. Big trees. Okay, so look at this. Do something that scares you and persevere. You know, that seems to be a theme today, right?
Right.
Getting past fear and doing it
every time.
That's today's theme, boys and girls. Do something that scares you anyway.
And persevere. Right?
Yeah.
That's what courage is doing it even though you're scared.
Yeah. Be afraid and do it anyway. Yeah.
I'm
glad that was helpful, Kim, and thanks, Jonathan. And thank you, Kim, because that was pretty interesting. Next is Heavenly Blessed Honey. Do the masters have any messages for me on what to work on? If you've got cards, you go ahead.
I'm pulling still, but yeah.
Okay, well, I can go then, because the message is courage.
Courage.
The message is very clear. Don't be afraid. Do it. Don't be afraid. Like, go do it, even if you're not even don't be afraid, but be afraid and do it anyway, because there's something that you have, Sonia, that you need to share. There's something you need to share with others. I think you're working on your own spiritual gifts, so that's what I'm guessing. This is just me talking right now. I'm guessing that that's what this is about. But you have they're absolutely rock solid clear that this is, you have something and they want you to share it. So if it's not your spiritual gifts, I can't imagine, like, what you want to teach somebody knitting. I don't think that's it, right? It's got to be that. It's got to be spiritual gifts. So yeah, share it. Work on sharing what you have, because you have something important, big, something important to share. So that's what I got for you, girl.
Hi, Sonia. So the first card I pulled was the Ace of Swords, right? So I think you're starting something new, doing with the intellect, being able to communicate with others. And I want to say that you're starting to learn something new too. The Ace of Swords is also known as the Sword of Victory. So, right. So and the Sword of Truth, right? So what you're dealing with is, I feel like you're learning to see the truth, whether people want you to see it or not, right? You're learning how to cut away the bullcrap so that all that's left is the truth, right? And I feel like it's something not just current, because the other thing that came out was the Six of Cups. So you're being nostalgic and you're thinking back and you're cutting away the bullshit stories you were told so that you can actually remember what really happened. Okay. The affirmation I got for you is community. I belong. Part of a community enriches my life, offering a sense of belonging and mutual support that empowers me to grow and contribute meaningfully, right? There's that connection. There's that giving back. And I think a lot of it has to do with you figuring out the things like the Ace of Swords and the Six of Cups here. It's like, what is it that you want to bring from your childhood that is missing in this world or missing in your community? And the Ace of Swords, I think of as a learning experience, but also could be you being a teacher, right? Teaching your community those things that you're nostalgic for, that you feel like are missing, maybe it's time for you to bring them back. Okay. Yeah, that was the message really loud. You need to remember what it was that you loved as a child that you feel is missing, and it's time to bring it back to your community.
I love that. I love that so much. Okay. Let's move on to the next. I hope that was helpful, Sonia. And
yes, connection to spirit and all above. I love that.
There you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So you do know.
Well, that sort of is coming out. She knew. She knows.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you've got. Okay. I can't wait until you start sharing what you've got. This is going to be so exciting for everybody. It's so important to the community. Past life reading, please. This is from Ellen R. Do I have a past life in Greece? I'm glad you're here, Ellen R. That makes it so much easier for me to connect. Yeah, Dancing Queen. Absolutely, Kim B. That's like number 1 on my ABBA playlist, followed by Waterloo. Well, never mind. Okay. Focus, Linda. Focus. Oh, no, I'm all distracted. Okay. Deep breath. If you're ready, you go.
I got 6 of Cups popping out again here, Ellen. So, past life. Do you have a past life in Greece? Well, both of these are cups for water, right? And I feel like, yes, you definitely did. That's why you have a lot of nostalgia around Greece, even though you may have never been there. And I feel like I'm getting this strong sense that you were, with this 2 of Cups here. Normally I think of it as like romance or connecting with someone or being in a relationship. But the thing that jumped out at me is the Caduceus. And I feel like you were on a boat as the healer of the group. You were also a disciple of Hermes, is what I'm getting. Really strong. And you were, I feel like you were definitely the one that kept the crew together on the boat, and you guys just went from place to place, picking up things to take to the next place, to sell there, to pick up more things, etc. Like, it was just this cycle around the Mediterranean. And I don't feel like you saw much land. You spent most of your time on the boat. And the affirmation that came is choices. My decisions are sound and well reasoned. And here again, we see these crows in the water with oysters, right? I trust in my gut, wisdom, and past experiences, confidently relying on them to guide me toward making the right choices. Choices is also another thing about the tubes, right? So I feel like you reached a point in your life in Greece where you either were going to continue with this crew, but it didn't feel right anymore, and you decided that you were done being on a boat, you're ready to settle down, and that, you know, you had a choice of either staying on the boat or settling, and you chose to settle. And you, even though your fellow boat people were like, what are you doing? You got to come with us. We need you. You're like, no, my guts are telling me this is where I need to stay. So you stayed, and you had a family and, you know, old age happily, but you always had this nostalgia of your time on the boat and your time healing others, and then you end up becoming the healer for the little village. You end up, and of course you had to be where you could see the ocean at all times because you still had that connection. But yeah, it seems like a very nice life. I mean, yeah, you got into some fights occasionally. You had to patch up some of your fellow sailors because they were stupid and got into a knife fight or whatever it was. And so it wasn't always just like we're just going from place to place. Sometimes it was like, oh God, here comes another boat and they're attacking us. And now I got to patch up everybody. Because, yeah. But overall, it was pretty an easy life, and the choices you made were right for you. And I think that's a skill that you brought back into this life, right? Making choices.
We're getting close to we're at quarter past the hour. So
Okay, I have a few more minutes.
Okay, all right. Because this is like kind of freaky, and it's one of the reasons I love reading with you, because it's like a little scary, but wonderful, but scary. That what I saw was pretty. I don't think it was the same life, but I saw a life. Did you hear that?
That was someone texting me and it came through on my computer.
Oh God! I thought I was losing my. Okay.
Maybe you're on the bell.
Little bells dinging. Oh yeah, okay. The angels are talking to me. I saw a life on the water as well, and okay. So you've had at least 5 lifetimes in Greece. I didn't look any further, and one of them is like very, very early, like early, like the boats are baby are like frames with skin over them, kind of like kayaks. That early, like primitive early, prehistoric early. But the one that I was shown, you're a wealthy trader. You have a big freaking house with land and slaves, and yeah, you're very well off, and you have 4 or 5 ships, and you travel. You don't live on the mainland, you live on an island. We're not talking about Athens or mainland Greece at all. We're talking about one of the islands off there, and you make your living by traveling from island to island, and this is what your ships do. And you started with pretty much nothing. Actually, you inherited a fishing boat from your father, because your father disappeared at sea in a storm, but the boat was somehow retrieved. I don't know. It's all, yeah, it's not part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
But you used that boat because you didn't want to go fishing, because it's hard and dirty and crappy work. And so you rejiggered the boat to, not rebuilt, but repaired and changed the sails, and I don't know what stuff, sailing stuff. I don't understand it. I'm just looking at stuff going on in front of me. Anyway, you repaired it and fixed the sails and put in the proper kind of sails, and started by taking fish from your island to another island a little ways away, like a day's travel away, that didn't have that particular kind of fish and really liked it. And so that's how your whole trading network started. And now I'm looking at you, you're like in your 30s or maybe 40s, and you have a family, and you have like 3 or 4 sons and some daughters, and a bunch of slaves working the land that you bought, and also working on your ships, on your boats, and your sons do too. And you're making a lot of money. You have basically a shipping empire. You're like the Onassis of, 2500 BC. And you have a great fortune, as well as land and a house and slaves. And so when you die, your son becomes the head of the company. Your daughters all marry really well because you have big dowries to go with them. And Yeah. A really good life.
Mm-hmm.
And
tapped into an earlier life, and this is like a continuation kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what Maruta says?
That we look like brother and sister. We feel like brother and sister, actually.
Right? Wouldn't be surprised if we had that past life.
I never looked, Jonathan. Did you look? I didn't look. I didn't bother because
like the connection's there. So
yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel. I mean, it's interesting, but it's not like I don't really care.
Right. It's not. It's a great thing, but at this point, it's like, well,
it's like it doesn't matter. The connection's there. We read together really well. We know each other very well, and it works. So yay. So
that
was Ellen. Ellen, I think what you need to, not what you need to do, but I can feel you have a really strong attraction to Greece, and start saving your pennies to go there, because I can tell you from what I can see, when you go there, you're just going to have nothing but chills the whole time you're there. You look across, I can see you looking across an island to the ocean, and just like going, oh, this is so familiar. Oh, this is so you may end up moving there.
I just heard she needs to go on a Grecian cruise so that she can go
a Mediterranean cruise. Yeah. Or just fly to
specifically.
Yeah. Right? Be there. Go there and be there.
Go there, sail the same ocean that you used to sail, and you're gonna have so much come.
You're I think that's gonna
think about it.
It's gonna kick you wide open, is what it's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna really and as tourism goes, Greece is actually, you're right, Leah, Greece is a good bargain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I hope that was helpful. And Jonathan,
we can squeeze in one last one before I.
You want to do one last one? Okay, one last one for Jonathan.
You know me, I can't help myself.
I know. So you get into it. Ow! You get into it. You get into it, right?
Right. You misspelled next, my dear.
Did I? Oh, I do that. This is not the first time that I have done that. Thank you very much for seeing that.
Problem. Yeah, okay. Last.
I did it again.
I did readings at this event here on Maui called Art Mix. I think there was over 5,000 people there. I'm not sure.
Really?
Apparently my line was long the whole night. I couldn't really see it because of where I was sitting. I could see the people right in front. But apparently it was a long line. I did 50 readings in 4 hours.
Okay, next we have Ron DeForest. Thanks for your question, Ellen. That was actually a lot of fun. I don't often get to go to Greece and see what goes on. Do you see my nephew Caden Billings? Okay, so we can't do third-party questions, Ron, because we can't. We don't have Caden's permission to look at anything to do with him. So we can look at the energies around that. Growing his abilities with
me. We can switch it around, right? If Ron wants to share his abilities or share his teachings with his nephew, will the nephew accept the teachings, right? That would take it and switching it to Ron's point of view.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Exactly. And take a look at that.
To answer Leah's question real quick, I have not always lived in Hawaii. I've only lived here since 2010.
That's 15 years. That's a good
year. Oh, well, 14 and a half because it was September-ish.
Oh, split that hair.
I'm a Virgo. What can I say?
Virgo rising. I know exactly what you're talking about. No, Nivra, we're not done. Stop it, Wanda. I know you're there. Do you want another piece of cookie? Here, let me reward your bad behavior. There? No.
Okay, Ron. So the first card I pulled for you is Temperance, right? The card of alchemy. So I feel like what you're wanting to do is help your nephew. Well, I feel like you almost want to take your nephew as an experiment to see what you can turn him into, right? And the answer here is the Queen of Wands. So it's more about you sparking that passion for your nephew, sharing your passion so that he like gets passionate just by being around you, right? And the other thing is make sure that, you know, if you are going to be teaching your nephew stability here, I create stability in my life. I find strength and stability, grounding myself in the solid foundation it provides for growth and peace of mind. This anchor in constancy empowers me to face life's uncertainties with confidence and grace, right? So you have to create a stable situation where your nephew knows that if he's getting hits or he's trying to open up his abilities because of working with you, then you need to create that stability and the safe place for him to come and talk about it, right? You need to create the container for his transformation, I guess is the best way of putting it. And again, the main thing here is, what are you doing to spark his passion in these things that you're passionate about? Because without the passion, he's not going to be interested in learning what you have to teach him, right? So you need to teach him how to be passionate about these things. That's what I'm getting really strongly. And, you know, if it's not for him, you need to just let it go, because he is not an experiment for you. His path is his own. And by just creating the stability of being there, being the uncle that has this knowledge and this like ability to spark his passion, then he'll turn to you. But if he feels like, you know, you're pushing, you're trying to change him, or you're trying to turn him into something he's not, then he's going to rebel against it. That's what I'm getting here. So it's about you creating stability for him, really, is the main thing here. That's what I'm getting. So
I'm getting very strongly that what you are actually teaching him is to know himself and follow his own passions, follow his own joys, to discover for himself what his skills are, what his talents are, what he's good at, what he's not good at, and what he loves doing and what he doesn't love doing. So if Ron says he sees so much potential in him, yeah, and you can communicate that to him. But if his potential doesn't bring him joy, then he shouldn't be doing it. Okay, it's about showing him, modeling the behavior of following your path, modeling the behavior of discovering what brings you joy and doing it, you know, and helping him find what brings him joy. If he would rather read tarot cards than explore the Akashic Records or whatever, you know, like, you can provide him with like a buffet, let's say, of experiences and activities, and let him discover, what works for him and what doesn't, because I guess he's pretty young, so he still has quite a bit of time to decide what he wants to do, if he wants to follow anything. But knowing that these things exist, that there are runes, that there's the I Ching, that there's tarot cards, there's oracle cards, there's channeling, there's all this, there's this whole wide, vast array of intuitive activity that he can be involved with. if he wants. All you can do is put it in front of
He is a very large part of my heart and soul. With training, he'll get to what I want to be before me.
Yeah, if he wants.
If he wants, that's the thing, right?
If he wants. If he doesn't want, then maybe what you're doing is just providing him with a framework for his future development when, you know, you may not even be on this planet anymore. But it's not about you. He's 15. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I started looking at the I Ching. Remember that James
project when I was 13, so you know.
Yeah. I would have been reading tarot if I'd have known tarot existed when I was 15, but you know, that wasn't an option at that point. But the thing is you just put the buffet in front of him and say, now we're going to taste this, and this is what this is about. And it's about what he wants. It's about what's interesting to him. It's about discovering his own joys, his own skills, his own talents. It's not about any training at all. At this point, it's not about training. At this point, it's about discovery. Later, we can talk about training. Later, once he has an enthusiasm and a passion for something. But that's what you're modeling for him is this is what makes me excited. This is what fires me up. This is what makes my life worth living. That modeling that behavior, that's really important. That's what's really important.
I believe he was 15 already. Just stopped changing his diapers a few weeks ago. LOL.
I know that
I
feeling.
totally understand. My kid's now 11. I'm like, how the hell did he? What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Speaking of, I need to.
You go.
My kids from school, so.
Okay, I'll keep reading.
Sorry, Nivra, and anyone else who I missed, but thank you, Linda, and thank you.
Oh, thank you. And I'll be texting you later. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Love you lots, Jonathan. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Aloha, ahui ho, and until next time, be good to each other.
Jonathan will be back in February. We're going to do a Valentine's Day special together, and that's going to be so much fun. Okay, so and I did just to talk to you guys for a second here. I got Leah's permission to show you this. She sent me a package in November. Okay, she mailed it like November the 19th. And I didn't get it until January, like the 11th or something like that, because of Canada's postal strike. But I wanted to show you. You guys are just the best, you know. And Leah, you're amazing. She sent me a cage cover that was supposed to be for Wanda, but it's way too small because Wanda's got a big cage. It's like 5 feet tall and 3 feet across. But look at this. Look. Oh, sorry. I'm holding it up the wrong way. Look at this. Can you see this? Yeah, off she goes. Good. Look at this. And you know what? This isn't like a print fabric. This is pieced together like a quilt. She did an amazing job. The workmanship, I'm telling you, and my favorite color, of course. And it is so beautiful, and I'm so grateful for this. I cannot tell you just how it touched me to get a gift like this that somebody made for me. Oh my God. I can't. Leah, thank you from the bottom. Oh, and there was treats in there too. There was tea, and this little package that was all packed together so nicely. I can't tell you how grateful I am for that, and how absolutely awesome I think you are. And by the way, I don't know if you, Leah, did you get it that I said you should make these professionally, because it's so well put together and it's just gorgeous. And I know bird people will spend a lot of money on bird things. Okay. So really consider that, because it's a beautifully made item. Honestly, I'm so grateful. You guys are just, yeah, you better make more and put them up on Etsy or something, because go take a look at bird on, I guess, on Amazon or wherever. Find out what standard bird cage sizes are, and make them for that, because I'll tell you, it's impossible to get bird cage covers for the big cages. They need to be heavier than, well, anyway, we can talk about this some other time. But thank you from the bottom of my heart, Leah, for such a wonderful, wonderful gift. It's yeah. Thank you. I didn't want to talk about it before because I didn't have her permission and I kept forgetting to ask. Sorry. Anyway, that's just me. Okay, so next we have Nivra, who wants guidance about this upcoming trip and whether it's wise. Nivra, you don't strike me as somebody who does stuff that's impulsive and silly. So hang on just a second here. I'm just for a quick and dirty, okay? I'm just pulling from the or can't do two things at once. The Oracle of Mystical Moments. There we go. Give me a second to shuffle and we'll see what happens, because your friends are in your ears. Like, they're being negative about it? Because if they're being negative about it, I don't know, are they friends? Because I don't mind if my friends say, well, now, Linda, did you think about this? Did you think about that? And they accept my answer. And then they say, well, go for it, because somebody who says, well, I think that's dumb. Well, okay. They're creating doubts. Oh, God, I hate people like that. Oh, you will have treasured memories from this trip. So there you are. Bye, Leah. Thank you for being here. And thanks again for that wonderful, wonderful, totally unexpected surprise. Oh, my goodness. You made my whole month. You made my whole year with that. Nivra, let me just tune in. This is part of you learning to trust yourself and learning to trust your own intuition. This is part of you actually reaching down inside yourself and saying, what is it I really, really, really want? And then doing it and trusting that you know what you're doing and being able to do it in spite of the fear that you are that's being stirred up inside of you. I mean, because you're going to have fear anyway, right? Because it's a new thing that you're doing. So it's going to be unfamiliar. And so there's always fear with the unfamiliar. That's just natural and human. But other people are stirring it up and making it worse. I mean, going on a trip, there's fear about, well, what if my luggage gets lost? Well, I'll have, spare clothes and spare underwear and toothbrush and everything in my carry-on. So I'll be okay for like 2 days or 3 days or whatever until they find my luggage again. You can deal with all those kinds of fears, like the regular sort of travel kind of fears is what I'm talking about. But this isn't about the trip at all. This is about you following your own heart and you trusting yourself that you know what you're doing. That's what that's about. Yeah. Madam Maru says your friends want you to be safe. Some might be a bit jealous. Yeah. Stay in your plans and make sure you're secure. Yeah. Absolutely. That's absolutely the right advice. Yeah. Hi, April. Welcome. Yes, it's really interesting to me how many readings resonate with other people who didn't get a chance to ask a question. That's why I always say stick around, because something might mean something to you. You're welcome, Nivra. I hope that was helpful. Okay, so next we have, hang on, can I spell? Maybe if I could see the keyboard better. No, I did it again. At least I caught it this time. Next we have SPEP, who wants to know, what are my guides saying? Are you still here, SPEP? Hello, am I going to have to? Oh, I wish I had Gerald's phone. Bye, Sonia. I'm glad you were here. Thank you for sharing time with us. SPEP, are you still here? Because if they're not, I'm just going to skip them. Just because, you know. Yeah, I don't feel they're here. Yeah, I don't feel they're here. Okay, so we're going to skip SPEP and go on to the next person. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be here for me to read you. It just makes it a lot easier for me to tune in if you are. Oh, and that was it. SPEP was the last person. Wow. Okay, that's awesome. So it's an hour and 45 minutes. Wow. So that means that Jonathan, who was supposed to only stay an hour, stayed an extra 45 minutes. Oh, I hope he wasn't late picking up his son. Okay. I'm going to close the records if I can find my prayer. Where did I lose it? Where did I lose it? There it is. Wanda flapped it off of my table here. Okay. We'll have a little chat afterwards too. So let's start with the 3 deep breaths. That's awesome. I would like to close by thanking the light for the truth. I would like to close by thanking the light for the healing energy. And I would like to close by thanking the light for the guidance and compassion towards our soul's purpose. And with this, we lock the records of this group. The records are now closed. So I wanted to tell you, on Monday, I'll be on at 11 o'clock Pacific. It'll be simulcast on my channel, but it'll be Gerald, Purple Elephant, Deb H, and I, and we'll be talking about gratitude drives abundance. And this is part 4 of that series. Okay. Next week, next Thursday, I'll be on with Gerald and Diana again. We're going to be doing, the 3 of us are going to be reading on self-love, self-worth, and self-acceptance. That's part 2, because we did one before and it was so well received that people wanted us to do it again. So, and then, okay, so that's next Thursday, but next Friday at 3 o'clock Pacific is going to be 500 subscribers celebration. Viviani and I are doing it together, and we're going to be giving away readings, and I hope you're all there. I'm so happy to have that 500 subscribers. You have no idea how happy it made me to reach 500. And I want to tell you how much I appreciate your support. Having done this like over the course of a year, I guess, it's been amazing. So that's what's coming up. And in the meantime, thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Like, share, subscribe. I mean, you know the drill. You're not new to this. And I love you all, and I will see you next week.